Review space a little bit different today. I'm trying to get this review out fast because I'm already late. I went to a concert last night and I thought I could still get a video in. I was wrong. I don't know why I thought that. I'm going to be looking at Transformers Siege Astrotrain, specifically the Dramatic Capture Series Triple Takeover 3-pack version. I also got also the Floosh. Not the Floosh. Robo, I don't know. But I also got Siege Omega Supreme, but he's for a different day. I'm just very happy about that. Anyway, I wanted the Siege version when it came out, and I did not care about Transformers at all. I just saw him at Target, and I wanted it because I thought the idea of a triple changer was so cool. And then I didn't get it because I didn't really care about Transformers. So by the time I actually had money and thought about getting it, it wasn't there anymore. She's judging me. But since I have this version instead of the Siege version, I can't really call it the Siege one, even though it's the Siege mold. Same figure, but better paints. Oh my goodness. Okay. I remember seeing the Siege version and being like, oh, it looks awesome. But that's because I didn't really know who this guy was. And I've never seen him in any media beforehand. I just saw the figure. And that figure was a green, like a darker green for some reason. Here, I'll try to put a picture of it right here. It was a dark green with like extra little added scuff marks because it was Siege. Siege all had that. You could see it a little bit on Omega Supreme right there with that little burn mark and a few other things. Anyway, but Siege was known for doing that. And that's fine for that aesthetic. I didn't know, but I'm a G1 fan, and I very much prefer the clean G1 paint scheme on this guy. He does have all the extra Siege detail that Siege was known for having. Like, this isn't Siege, this is Earthrise, but similar thing. The War for Cybertron trilogy with all the little extra detail and stuff, because, I don't know, I just thought they liked it and thought it looked better. This guy has all that detail, but I think this is one of the better uses of it because they kind of target and aim it. Like, the shin panels for the shuttle mode, they're not very detailed. They're more along the lines of 86, while all the top half has all the greebling, but it still looks very good in my opinion. It doesn't overdo it, especially in these colors. I feel like in these colors with this paint, it doesn't show as much. I'd say though, the paint is a little bit, it's fragile, I guess. I don't know any other words for it. But during transformation, I've had this figure for a few months now. During transformation, the paint has already started to scrape on just some high points, like on here and here. But honestly, it's not even the worst out of this pack. Starscream had it the worst. If you saw my review on that, he's already started to chip on the red sections in all the transformation points, and that's kind of annoying. But this guy is pretty good so far. For accessories, you get these 3 blasters. The Siege version came with way more stuff. It came with a whole backpack and a second part of the train and like extra shuttle parts. It was crazy. This is the Dramatic Capture Series version, so you get 3 blasters, but that's fine with me because I didn't really care about all the extra stuff. I just needed him to have a blaster, maybe too few blasters. I don't know. I just didn't really have a need for all that. Same thing with like Siege Shockwave, which I don't have. I don't have a Shockwave yet. I need to get one. But like if it's the Siege one, I probably will never use all of those extra accessories, but they're still pretty cool to have. And to have him using the 2 matching ones because I like matching dual wielding weapons. And then the third one's usually just on his back because it doesn't really show. It's not too bad, but weapon storage is always nice. I think out of the 2 triple changers I own, which are the 2 from this pack, being this guy and Blitzwing, he's the better of the 2 because all 3 of his modes have, well no, a robot mode doesn't really have problems, but the other 2 modes have like a problem or 2, but they're still good all around, unlike Blitzwing, which is the next review, so I'll talk about more on that next. Here he is with the Legacy or Dramatic Capture Series Triple Takeover 3-pack Blitzwing, this being the one from the Triple Takeover 3-pack, the same one as this astrotrain. They came together. Here he is with Earthrise Starscream, or the Starscream from, again, this said pack, the Dramatic Capture Series Triple Takeover 3-pack. Studio Series 86 Megatron. Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. Earthrise Optimus Prime. And just because he's the only other Siege figure I have other than Omega, which I'm not transforming right now, sorry guys. But just because he's the only other Siege figure I have, here he is with Siege Mirage. Here's the first mode. It's not bad. It's pretty good, actually. I do like it, but it just feels like something's missing from the back, you know? The Siege one was really good. because of the dark colors that I didn't really care for, that the shadows kind of like, hello. Shadows helped blend it out though. Like, it wasn't too noticeable to the eye, but in these bright colors, it's very noticeable. But other than that, it's like, it's nothing bad. That just bugs me, but I don't tend to transform it in this mode. I like the train mode better, but you know, it's still good for what it is. It is next to Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, Earthrise Optimus Prime, Series 86 Megatron, Siege Mirage, Triple Takeover 3-pack / Earthrise Starscream. Last but not least, Triple Takeover 3-pack or Legacy Blitzwing. I really don't like this plain mode. I never transform him into this. It's so annoying, and it doesn't even look very good because of all that. But I'll get more on that in his review whenever I post that. I know I just said it will be the next review. Maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. But speaking of third modes, let's get into astrotrains. Here's my personal favorite mode out of the three. I think this one looks... Well, not out of the three. Sorry. I mean, here's my personal favorite mode out of the two transformations from robot mode. I think the train mode looks much better than the plane mode, or the shuttle mode, whatever. I always like when a transformer can achieve like a train mode or something that's like a line from a humanoid robot shape. I think it's really impressive, and I think here it looks good. The purple does kind of drown out all the detail, but you can still tell that it's a train. I think it works. I like the little bit that shifts down here, so it has a little more, another wheel to make it more sturdy. I think it looks really good. This is definitely my favorite out of the two transformations, and when I do transform them, this is the one I tend to go for after robot mode. This is once again with Studio Series 86 Megatron, Siege Mirage, Earthrise or Dramatic Capture Series Starscream, Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, and Earthrise Optimus Prime, and Dramatic Capture Series or Legacy Blitzwing. This is the best one out of his modes. I think this tank is perfect. Again, we'll get more into it on his review. I just will say I like this so much better than his plain mode. But these two look good together. I'm so used to combiners lately that I was going to say let's get him into combine mode, but he doesn't have one. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I apologize that this video is a little late. Bye-bye!